Hello and welcome back to All Under Heaven. We are on a new patch to the game and that has changed many things and fixed many bugs, but none of them are relevant to us. So we are going to focus back on us, and this time we're going to talk about family. By that I mean we have no heir. We need a male heir for our family. I don't think it would cause a game over if we were to die right now, because I think we could still play as our child, maybe as a landless adventurer, but I don't want to test that theory, and it's not the path I want to take this series on. So, we need a male heir. So, how are we going to do that? Well, we could hope that our wife has a son. On the other hand, we could get some concubines, and I think that might be the path that we go down. So let's see if we've got anybody who's here. So we have 3 people in our court who are available. However, 2 of them are slow. Now, slow's not a great trait to pass down. Are we able to pick an heir? That would be an interesting thing. Are we actually able to pick? I kind of assume that we would be able to. I'm just trying to see if there's any option here. So you can choose favorite child, but that is not actually... Oh, there we go. Designate heir. Yes, so designating an heir is a part of our ability here. So actually, it doesn't matter whether we have a child with a slow courtier, as long as our actual heir is not slow. So that'd be fine. Although we'd ideally want to avoid having any children from the slow line inherit, but, you know, if we've only got one son, we really only have one option. So let's marry all of these ones. Well, not marry. Let's take all of these ones as concubine. We're going to take you, and you, and you. So we now have our 3 concubines. Do they give prestige, by the way? On other cultures, they give prestige. They do not appear to in this culture. Okay, cool. So now we have our 3 concubines. Also, they've changed how this works a little bit. I'm assuming that's because the song, or the Son of Heaven, gonna have 20. They've had to change how they layer concubines, because previously they would fill this entire space, but yeah, they've kind of layered them like this, which I guess makes a level of sense. Anyway, so we're gonna hope that we get a male heir at some point, and while we're doing so, we're gonna do some of our other stuff. What have we got? Local examination. Are we gonna go? Maybe. What's this one? Perform a ritual sacrifice. Yes, so that is gold or prestige, which we don't really have a lot of. I should maybe spend my gold on our estate. We actually have enough that we could do an upgrade. Let's have a look here. So we have a couple of different options, actually. We could construct a new domicile building to give us something in here. So we could look at something like the tea garden, maybe? What's that weird background noise that's in the estate? Is that meant to be like a city that you're hearing? Anyway, it's kind of a bit louder in the mix than everything else. That aside, so a tea garden gives you domicile income. You get more domicile income from a market. Now, unlike a Byzantine, we might be more interested in domicile income than our holding income. Because if you're administrative over here, right? Last time we played administrative, we played in the Byzantine Empire. You hold land, and that land is kind of something that you can hold on to concretely, right? You are able to directly influence you holding that land through generations. It's not quite as easy, from my understanding, to do it as part of this hegemony. So, we might care more about our domicile income, because that's something that's securely ours, and it's securely for our family, something that will carry on through generations. So, we should maybe care more about domicile income. Anyway, so we can build a new building of many types. What else can we do? So we can upgrade our storage barn, which will get us a little bit extra domicile income and would improve a barony if we had it. Or I guess this improves whatever barony your estate is at, I assume. Or we could construct an internal upgrade for one of these as well. Except some of them require you to be a governor before you're able to do it. Okay, cool. What about this? The Ancestral Shrine. We could upgrade it if we want Renown, Piety, Influence, and Confucian Education Trait Experience. Or we can get an internal upgrade for one of these. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So, I guess what we have to decide is what's the most important thing for us right now? Well, I think it's one of two things. It's either income or merit, right? And income and merit are two most important things. Income means that we can buy more things. Merit means that we can potentially become a governor, which will then cause us to have more money, which will then allow us to buy more things. So, let's think about this. Also, I can buy internal upgrades for manors. Let's go through these and just look for anything that gives us domicile, income, and merit. Let's see if there's anything that gives us both. So, just doing a quick scan here. Nothing on that one. Nothing there. Nope. Do any of these buildings give you merit as a default? Oh, when increasing in merit rank, gain prestige, piety, and influence. That's odd. Okay. No, not... none of these give you all three. Okay. Cool. Let's have a look at our storage barn. Let's just see what its upgrades give you. So we can get some that give you merit, and then barony bonuses. Okay. Merit and domicile income with the ledger desk. It's not a lot of domicile income, it's 3%. Now, if you want what that actual number is, we're going down to our original number. So we're currently making 0.5. So it's 3% of 0.5, which is 0.015, I think, which is almost nothing. Of course, it does scale up over time, as in the more domicile income you have as a base, the more that 3% matters. The merit's 0.25, which is also almost nothing. It is quite a lot compared to our monthly gain, but not a huge amount right now. Okay. And that's, yeah, not much there. I guess ledger desk is what I asked for. What does it upgrade into? So you can get a 10% increase with 1 merit per month. It's not that bad, I suppose. Let's buy a ledger desk. So that should finish in about 5 months. So we've got 5 months of having to do something else. Let's do this examination then. Wonderful. So we're heading up there. Is there any way that we could go somewhere else on the way back down? I'm trying to see here. So there are some rivers. We could go up here on the way back down and then head down that way. Could also head all the way up here if we wanted to. It might be worth it. Let's maybe head up here. Do you want to keep heading up? That's the question. Is it worth it to go even further? It does get you merit. It gets you quite a lot of merit, or it gets you quite a lot of experience as well if you keep going up this way. So we can go all the way here. Then over here. Then over here. And then to here. And that would be a perfectly reasonable trip. Okay, although this one doesn't actually get us any merit, but it is on the way back, so it makes sense for us to do. Okay. What's the danger here? Slight danger of step. Okay, so what do we need for that? Desert warriors? Yeah. Okay. Costs us 18 to go on this trip, but I think it's going to be worth it. And we're doing the activity early, so we're going to get there on time. Yeah, that works for me. As in we're going straight to the activity, then we're doing our trip. So that works perfectly. It's absolutely fine. Right, let's go. Okay. Visited a capital somewhere and got some merit. Local hero. As we traverse the swamplands, trudging through the dirt, we encounter a modest wayward shrine. Naively carved, it sports a Dharma chakra at its head, and below the weathered words, "Here lies Saint Yan Shao of Kangjin, blessed son of Dongguang." Oh yeah, somebody did give me a pronunciation guide for like Chinese names. I need to get that on my screen somewhere, like every time I do this, but I will try and make an effort to read and internalize it at some point. Anyway, Saint Yan Shao, of Kang Jing. It seems like a local spiritual figure is being patronized in these parts, not one sanctioned by the Dhyana Sangha. Okay, so we can cast down this heterodoxy. Okay. I mean, there's a nice ring to it. We get some popular opinion here, which doesn't really affect us at all. We'd best be going. Well, that made this governor unhappy at us. I think we just better be going. I don't think it's any of our business, I think is the correct answer. Entrance gather. Okay, so we're helping again. So we're not one of these guys, so just sit and help. Local examination, forbidden answers. I catch Xiao Lingbang, a nobleman from Henan, nervously thumbing through a worn manuscript, eyes wide with poorly concealed eagerness. He stammers, It is just for reference. I wasn't going to use it in the exam, really. The merchant, Si Zhuan, gives me a knowing grin. A valuable study aid, great one. Only a few coins. Perhaps a distinguished man like yourself would like the full set. So I can report this disgrace and confiscate the scroll. I can purchase an interesting scroll from the merchant. Which will give me an education scroll artifact. Or I can say I've seen nothing. Well, I'm going to turn him in. We're all about getting merit for ourselves, so let's do that. Judging the brush. Gentlemen, I humbly offer my compositions for your critique. I have laboured over these lines. Some are bold with certainty, others reflect my search for balance. I welcome your thoughts. We want gentle and constructive feedback, or compares work to the ancients and write commentary. We'll write a commentary on them. Right, because again, we're after our own merit. My liege has decided to change all the budget allocations for reasons that are best known to my liege and doesn't really affect me in any way. Weight of the ink. So this is us making the ink again. Let's go for the classics do not err, and we get more Confucian education trait experience. My level of devotion to our faith has gone up, so same faith clergy opinion is up, and we are almost at level 2 education. How much do we need? We need one more point and we're at level 2 education, which will give us stewardship and monthly lifestyle experience. A whispered seat swap. If we switch seats, the examiner with the gentle eyes will be the one to judge my essay. No, I'm going to call out this scheme. Yeah, let's do it. We're all about getting as much merit for ourselves. A sealed favor. Shi Zhen and the investigating censor of my fellow subject, Intendant Lu Zhizong, approaches with hushed steps, eyes darting over his shoulder, and presents a scroll to me. Could you pass this along to Governor Zheng? He whispers. It is private. So I can discreetly deliver the letter, expose his attempts to sway the exam, or immediately break the seal and read it. Oh. I'm going to expose his attempt to sway the exam. We're being very studious in our job of assisting this time. Okay. A timely challenge. Old practice scrolls are unrolled between me and Prefect Heiji of Zhijiao. They are from a previous era, he notes, brushing the parchment reverently. Why don't you answer one of the questions? Let me judge your response. Pleasantly, I raise an eyebrow. These scrolls make me remember the time I passed the provincial examination in Shangdang. Say, let us grade each other's answers, or let us reminisce. Let us grade each other's answers. He outpaced me. Well, he was going to, probably. It's 25% chance that we won, and 75% chance he won. Hey, we got more mentorship progress. Wonderful. That's good. And we're almost at the end of the examination. Hey, another 50 gold for my wife. Fantastic news. Releasing the roll. The bell chimes signaling that the local examination has ended and its results published. With that, a fresh host of scholars have taken their first but most important step along the stairway to a high office. And I gain a bunch more merit. We're about to hit the 7th rank, which is fantastic. We just did hit the 7th rank. Ooh, okay, are we paused? We are paused. Cool. Tip the host. The afternoon is quickly advancing into nightfall as we enter the local farm estates of Yuzhao. The local, or the estate owner, Ul Yali Guao, greets us warmly and promises to host a lavish feast for us. Once the feast starts, we dine on a marvelous plethora of vegetable-based cuisine, some of which I've never heard of before. In the morning, Ul Yali Gao approaches me as I enjoy my breakfast. My lord, hosting such an extravagant shindig as yesterday can be expensive. So I can say he should pay me for the prestige I brought to his farm. Let me compensate you. Or maybe Yelu Tebao and I can come to an agreement. Or maybe me and this random person can come to an agreement. Mainly because I don't really know what he would use the weak hook on me for. For. I don't know why he would need it. So he can have it. Right. We just finished our ledger desk. Do we want to upgrade it? So this is double the money for the initial one. And we get half the benefit. By this I mean it cost us 30 for the initial thing. And that got us 0.25 and 3%, right? We're still getting 0.25 and 3% because these are not additive. This is what it will now do. But it costs double the money. Having said that, I still think I want to do it. I actually kind of think I want to go all the way here and spend the absurd amount of money to make it max rank. Because I think that this is really good for us long term. So, that's what I'm going to do. Because it gives us the things that we want. Also, we're now 7th rank. Does it come with anything? A salary base rate increase and more movement power. And can be appointed to duchy tier titles. Ooh. Okay. That's cool. We're 27th in line when a duchy tier civilian title becomes available. That's cool. Can I see how far in line I am for a... Oh, for a county tier, I'm 6th in line. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, let's carry on. A meritorious path. I've been granted the merit rank of lower upper. The Duke Juan have been as familiar to me as my mother's name. There's still so much more to do. Is that you or... No, okay, I'm not sure what he's meaning. Might be some term I'm not familiar with, but I will grab higher ambitions here and get the monthly merit increase. A lowly delicacy. On our way through Tanzao, we appear to have stumbled into a local food market. Everywhere, peasants and nobles of every culture and tongue clamor around exotic food stalls, the air thick with fragrances I never had imagined. My nose is drawn to a lowly stall stacked with a dish that I could only dream of. I'm pulled out of my haze by the halting grasp of Captain Ni of the Shatao band of Ying Zhao. Do not waste your palate on this slop, my lord. Bowls of stew are for peasants. We have much finer food at home. So I can say I'm a gentleman and I want my bowl of stew, or I can't believe I almost ate this garbage. Yes, we'll say that. Okay. Fortified knowledge. The high altitude and brisk air of Yan Li has a very refreshing quality as we traverse the local hill fort. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training technique I haven't seen before. I move in closer, failing to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I am approached by the local captain, Un Kut, Lao Guao. Would you like to join in, my lord? So I'm saying I'm always up for a challenge. We can spend some money and get either rough terrain expert or reckless. Not important for us as we're not on a military path. My courtier would benefit from this training regime. Okay. That would be fine, or we're in a hurry. Usually I would say yes to this. In fact, because it's only 5, I'm still tempted to say yes to this, but we don't need it. It only cost me 5. I guess I'm going to take it because it only costs 5 and that's almost nothing. But this is really just going to give us nothing currently because we have no army and we're not going to have an army. But is there any reason for us not to have it? At 5 gold? Probably not. Right? The price is way too good. Like, you know, there's a chance we could maybe use it at some point, so we might as well have it. So if we want to, we have it available. Our caravan has been a little lost in these foreign lands. Gong has been trailing us around Inzal for hours, and even though she at last swallowed her pride and asked for direction, she does not appear to be an expert Khitan speaker. Which I am not either. Okay. That's fine though. And we've now arrived up here. Also, yeah, I was gonna say, I think we have actually left the song, Dynasty area here, but that's fine. We still get, merit for going to the capital of the Empire of Great Liao, and we can head down here. Oh, wait a second. I've been given land. Oh, okay. With the reassignment of Governor Zhang Wenbing, it was announced the government of the Raozhou Prefecture now falls to me. Having received my regalia and taken the oaths of office, I can at last move to my provincial seat at Poyang and begin my tenure proper. So I'm given a county, which I can either develop. I need to inspect these lands immediately, or there's no time to waste. So if I develop the lands, I get the Diligent Governor, which gives us some bonuses here. Okay. It's a good way to further their merit. Ah, so we can further our merit by building buildings. Okay, doing inspections. Next one will be free if we do this. Or no time to waste. I'll take a free inspection. Yeah. Okay. Now, we're also part of the Silk Road situation now. I see. So the Silk Road situation is interesting because, as it said in at least 3 or 4 of the dev diaries, this is not a trade system. There is not a trade system, and they are not doing a trade system. They said this many, many times. However, we have the Silk Road, a system of trade throughout the world. Oh, we're unpaused? Oh. Okay. I'm just going to click this away for right now. But yeah, so basically the way it works, I believe, is that depending on what the dynastic cycle situation is here, so currently it's advancement, that then affects what goes down the Silk Road. Also, if you're on the Silk Road, you can get innovations available to you because they have been discovered in China, and they can then be passed down the Silk Road. So, if you're here, you get the compass innovation, even though you don't already have it. Even though, you would normally not have it available to you. Yeah, may only be acquired as a potential cultural fascination via Chinese heritage, the Sinophilic tradition, or the Silk Road. So there you go. So you would need to have this available to you on the Silk Road to then integrate it into your culture via innovations. Yeah, I think that's the way it works. It doesn't actually, I think, affect us that much, right? Well, where is our new land, actually? I should have a look at that. Where's... Okay, so that's just telling me I don't have an heir. That's fine. So this thing? So this is our new land down here. Okay, so if I have a look at the Silk Road here... So we're not even on the Silk Road, I think. I don't think it affects us in the slightest, actually, now I'm looking at it. Yeah, I don't think it affects us, because we're at this end of it. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Cool. Now, our estate has stayed where it is. We want to finish our travel, then move our estate, I think, over here. And we want to move our estate because our estate has bonuses for the barony. So it has this bonus and it has this bonus for the barony. So we want to move our estate over to our new lands. But we don't want to do it until we're back because there's currently a bug, which has been in the game for a while, that you can have characters end up in the wrong place if travel events don't finish properly. So we're gonna finish it, I think. Okay. Right. Just working out what I need to be doing here. Right, let's do this. I need a investigating sensor, apparently. Okay. Otherwise known as a spy master. Alright, let's put in Xi'an. That's fine. I don't think there's anything too new there. Just seeing if there's anything obviously new here. So erudite instructor is going to be your court tutor. I'm assuming the answer to that is yes. Yes, it is. It's your court tutor. Okay, sort by aptitude. We should have a court tutor in anyway. One, because it's good for children who have educations. The second reason is that if you have a court tutor in, you don't need to assign a guardian to your children. They will just act as one. And people have asked me, where's my proof for that? There you go. Acts as a guardian for children without one. And it said it in the patch notes when they introduced it ages ago. We should also probably have a wet nurse as well, because it gives you child development events. Although we don't really have anyone who's good, so we'll leave that for now. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that's actually new here. I think these are all just renamed. Okay, cool. Let's finish our trip. But yeah, we're landed now. That's cool. We'll have a proper look at our land when we get kind of there. Right. Higher liege entered regency. So wait. This guy is my... Okay, so this governor is my liege. Okay, so he holds the whole of this area. Cool. I'm assuming I can still be given a duchy, right? I think so. I think I can still be given a duchy. I don't know whether I'm only in line to this duchy, if this guy was to pass on it, or whether I am in line to any duchy and I would simply give up the land that I currently hold. Anyway, that's fine. Right. Go. Agents at court. As secret messages are passed in whispers at court, it is obvious that agents of my liege are digging for secrets. However, when I approached Governor Wen Yanbao about it, he denied everything. So somebody is in my court looking for secrets on us. Guardian Angel. While passing through the plains of Lindsay, my investigating sensor, Xian, steps perilously close to a concealed pit trap, but is grabbed just in time by my He Shang, Rengui. Xian, you need to be more careful, Rengui admonishes, concern evident in his voice. Xian offers a sheepish, grateful smile in return. Thanks, I owe you one. Okay. That's fine. I'll just say that's cool. They became friends. One has a hook on the other. Got some more merit for visiting places. Regent failed to get us, assuming money. Trailside Bond. While traversing a challenging path in Yishui, I hear laughter ahead. My Hishang Rengui and my concubine Gong are working together to cross a wide, grassland-fed river. Rengui, your idea to build a makeshift bridge was brilliant, exclaims Gong. Rengui replies with a chuckle, and your quick thinking with those long grasses tied it all together. Seems as if this obstacle has led to a new friendship. Okay, this will hasten our journey, I will say. Right. Got some diplomacy lifestyle experience. Also, what's our... we're 1 year out until we can change our lifestyle, if we want to, although we don't have a son yet. Call of the Road. Since leaving home nearly half a year ago, I've seen highs and lows, reveled in the wind blowing through my hair, and lamented the rocks in my boots. There are so many places, so many things I've yet to see out there on the open road. I feel free of the confinement of court, if only for a little while. The roads are full of pilgrims and wanderers. Perhaps it is among them I will find peace of mind. Out here, I'm truly free. The traveler trait, which is quite a nice trait to have. And we're about to gain a ton of experience in it, because we journeyed for 371 days and traversed 53 baronies, which gets us 11 more experience. Nice. Your counselor has left. Oh, was he was my desert warrior guy, and I signed him as counselor. Oh, is it immediately bounced us over here? Okay, what's my travel here? You're currently away from your governorship. Okay. Interesting. I need a new investigating sensor. It's going to be you for now. Ledger office is completed. Nice. Mentorship made no progress. That's okay. A question of loyalty. My caravan leader Gong is with child, and I should be overjoyed. However, she's been acting strange, and I cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. Am I really the father as she claims, or has she betrayed our union? She will tell me. Of course the child is yours. Gong widens her stance. Why would you ever think otherwise? I don't believe her. Suspicions laid to rest. It seems my fears have been unfounded. Despite every effort on the part of my spies, I found no indication that Gong has been unfaithful. Unfortunately, she found out about my suspicions and is very disappointed in me. Alright. The Hermit. Oh, there's a governance issue here for us to deal with. A grotto emerges from the vegetation like a stone arch in a cathedral. On its entry there is a small wooden table and a stall. Someone has left a lantern burning on it. Careful, Your Excellency, there are bandits in these lands. You're quick to make accusations. I'm merely a hermit, and well, you carry the title of Prefect. So we can recruit our hermit friend here, who appears to be very strong, although has a huge negative to prowess, I'm assuming? Yeah, so he has 3 from Craven. So I was like, how has he got robust and only have 6 prowess? But it's because he's Craven as well. Okay, there we go. You can say, how fortunate, tell me about my future, or let's just go. Tell me about my future. The hermit takes a second before replying. He gets up and waits until I follow. There's some herbs scattered around and what appears to be a rudimentary bed. He turns to me when we're away from my entourage and, with a oddly deeper voice, replies, You shall find those who seeks. You shall find those... to find that who seeks. Anyway, how insightful. I'll remember that. Maybe. Right. We've now arrived. Wonderful. Although, wait a second, it just added that to my previous journey's number of days. Not sure that's entirely right, but okay, sure. So I'm here, but where actually am I? Okay, so I'm here even though my estate is not. I am able to move my estate, yes. Okay. So we could make the choice to move our estate over here, but I will always be located over here. Interesting. Okay. Do we want to move our estate? Is there any benefit? If I check my courtiers. So where are you? Where's my wife? So my wife is here. You see, this is the... Yeah, this is the issue. This is the issue you run into, right? We're here because our court is here, right? This is where our court is. But she is also at our court. But she's like, I'm over here. But she's not, like, actually at our court. Because that's not our court. She's in the wrong location. So this is the same problem they had with nomads. We're in the wrong location. And you might be like, why does that matter? Why does it matter where the game thinks that you are? Well, it's because events that trigger based upon where a character is actually care about this, right? They care that you can have certain events happening at certain time with characters in the same location. Also, if you invite somebody to something, right? So say we were to hold a feast, right? I was going to hold a feast here. And we have a look at our wife. It's going to take her 71 days to get here. And it's going to take you 74, you 76, you 72. Because they are currently in the old location. Now, in this case, I think we have a fix. And that fix is moving our estate over here. But the problem that you get into is where you don't have that fix, where you have somebody just abandoned off somewhere else in a random province, then you end up with an issue where you're like, how do I get this person here again? I think it also stops you from assigning them to certain positions and other such things, because they're not where you are. Also, interesting, it's showing us activities that we can't... I was just noticing here. It shows us activities that have started, but we will not arrive in time when we're not invited. I don't think it always showed you activities like that on the map. Does it only show you examinations, or does it show you every type of activity? Huh. Interesting. Anyway. I would love to move my estate if we could. I would love to move it, I guess, to my capital. To Poyang here. Yes. Move estate. Poyang. Oh, that was instant. Wait, wow. Okay, so there's no travel for estates moving any... Was there any travel for estates moving, or was it just nomad camps? It might just be nomad camps at that. Okay, so our estate moves instantly. Now, did that move you as well? No, so you're still in Bianzhao, which is somewhere that does... Oh, yeah, so you're still here. Okay, so no, that didn't fix it. So my wife is still in the wrong location. Because it says she's in my court, but she isn't. She's in a different court. That'll be the case for all of our concubines as well. Like, so you're here. No, so that person's here. This one's here. So this one's somewhere else. So this one is my caravan master. Okay. And then you're still in the old one. So you see the issue is that they're now all over here when they should be over here. Anyway, I don't know how they're going to fix it, but yes, it is a bit of a problem. You can declare war upon Great Liao. I don't really want to, but what war have I got? Seize peripheral duchy. Ah, with my 300 men. Okay. No, but interesting. Meditate in seclusion we'll need to do again at some point. I'm just seeing what other stuff we've got. Immediately make yourself for all future appointments by removing current restrictions. Okay, so I guess these are all just that we might not have any restrictions. I might just leave that available for you anyway. Okay. This is because I'm diligent. I can develop capital for stress, and it gives me merit as well. Oh, that's cool. Huh. Okay, so we've got options. So what land do we actually hold? So we hold Raozao, which also has Fuliang in it as well. So this city. So we're allowed to hold city holdings as well. That's cool. And we could build up more holdings if we wanted to. How much does it cost us? 391. Also, of course, we now have treasury as well, which is a cool new thing. So, treasury sent to direct vassal through lease based on vassal contributions and other obligations. That's not what this is, though. A tax contribution monthly treasury. Okay, I thought treasury was something that we were assigned from our liege. It's suggesting that we're getting it from vassals here directly. I don't think we are. I think that's incorrect. Subjects? I have no subjects. You sure? Let me have a look here. Maybe I do have no subjects. I guess he's not counted as subject because he's leasing it from us. Yeah, so he's not technically our subject. Oh, okay. So is it his tax that I'm getting in here? 2.1, which it... I'm not entirely sure. The numbers don't seem to all add up to anything in particular here. 65% of 6.2. So we're talking about what's 35% of 6.2. Is that 2.1? I guess so. Actually, maybe that number does add up if you just round it up and down a little bit. Okay. That's obviously not from you, because you're currently making 1.2 in tax. So what exactly is that from? Because it says that this is being sent direct, or is this what we're contributing upwards then being sent back down to us? Ours would be about 6.8. Ours would be 6.8 in total, not 6.2. If you add the taxes together. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what these numbers are meaning. But I know that we're getting a budget. So subject salary we're getting from here, which is based on that. Okay. Monthly expenses, liege taxes. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, so this is where the 6.2 is coming from. Okay, I see. So, I got it. Let me go into it. So we currently in tax take 6.8, right? So we get 6.8 in tax. We then send 75% plus 20% to our liege, which makes perfect sense there. So we're sending that, which comes out as 6.2, which probably adds up, right? If we look at it, that probably adds up to 6.2. That 6.2 is that... Please just let me hover over things. Yeah, so that 6.2 that we're sending to our liege is then being sent back to us in treasury minus 65%, which is being taken off the top. So we're getting 35% of the tax that we send to our liege. Right? So we send this to our liege then sends 35% back to us, and we get to keep the remaining, in this case, I was going to say 5%, but I don't think that's entirely true. Because I think this is going to be, if this is done the way that other things are done. Well, the question is whether that's 95% they're taking from us in taxes, or whether they're taking 75% plus 20% of 75%. Which I'm not entirely sure which one it is. It might be 95%. But it seems that they would be taking more money, so maybe it is the second one. Anyway, essentially that's the way it's working. Which kind of makes a level of sense. It's kind of how we thought it might work. Okay, cool. And this is mostly because of centralized ministries right now, which is causing us to pay 20% more. So, if this was to lower, so if this law was to go down, we would then get to keep more money for ourselves. Okay. So if I go and have a look in... Actually, I want to look in this one. Are we at... Yes, we also have centralized ministries. Okay, that's... Or our liege does. This is what I want to have a look at. So if it drops 1 tier, you get to keep 10% more. If it drops 2 tiers, you get to keep 15% more. 1 up, though, it's got plus 30%. Okay, yeah, so that says plus 30%. So... Yeah, obviously, right now I know how it works. So this isn't adding 20% to that, and you know this because if it adds plus 30, then we would be giving our liege 105% of our taxes, which is ridiculous. It's 75% plus 20% of that 75%, right? So whatever 20% of 75 is. Which I have no idea off the top of my head, but that's what it's taking off of us here. Okay, and then it gives it back to us as treasury, which we could then spend on things. Also, I noticed that there are things we can spend on treasury that are all sorts of interesting, like you can spend treasury on a grand tournament, or on a local examination, or on a capital examination, or on a grand tour, and yeah, these are interesting things. Also a debate, that's a new one. Huh. Okay. But we have to actually be a full-fledged member of the movement in order to do a debate. You can't just be a member because your mentor is a member. You have to actually join yourself. Huh. Okay. Lots of interesting mechanics for us to get into next time. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.